Hey guys, Joe here, and here to talk to you about some quick fixes to picking / playing a character in Super Smash Bros. I mentioned over and over again how you should only be playing 1 or 2 characters in Smash Bros. Now, a large percent of you do agree that this is one of the best ways to improve, and I know there are a lot of pro players that only do play a few characters, but right now I'm going to be going over some of the problems that come when you play only 1 or 2 characters in Smash Bros. And how you can improve from that and get more results. Now, the first question I get a lot is that just you can't find someone that you really want to play again and again. So to get this out of the way, I'll need to ask you one thing. Are you trying to win tournaments, or are you just trying to become one of the best with a certain character? If you simply want to win tournaments, then just look at 3 mid to high tier characters that somewhat match your playstyle. Now, the reason that I say 3 is because for a lot of people, playing only 1 character gets really boring, but if you play 3, you can enjoy them for quite a long time and just stick with them for quite a few months. Now, let's use the example of if you like Roy. Now, if you pick Roy, you probably like some people that can space okay, but also can go aggressive and have a lot of killing potential pretty early. Some people with characteristics like him could be people like Kevin Falcon or Shulk that could do a lot of stuff that's very similar. Now, they all have pretty okay range, or some of the good ranges in the game, are fast, and can space pretty okay with nairs and of course back airs. Now, the trick is, if you are switching in between 3 characters every single game, you can really see a lot of practice going on, and you'll be able to get good with all 3 characters and learn a lot of great fundamentals in the game. You can put these fundamentals to work with any of the characters in the tournament, and then you'll be able to go for wins quite a bit easier. But what about if you just want to be the best at one singular pick? Well, first I'd recommend you pick somebody that has the ability to win most matchups or has an even spread, but you do not have to. You can pick whoever you want. This is just a good tip if you just want to become good at someone, because this will allow most matchups to be very fair and be more skillful than just be they win at the beginning or you win at the beginning. Now, the trick about this is that you don't really always have to play one character that plays the same way every time, or you could just play your character completely different every single time. Maybe pick Zero Suit Samus, and normally you just always go offensive. Well, for the next game, you could try to go for an extremely defensive camping strategy with her, side Bs and neutral Bs mostly, and just see what the results that will follow. Now, sometimes you really just can't pick one character because they just won't always have the best matchup. But if you play your character differently, they could have a different matchup, just because if you spam projectiles, it's a lot different fighting, as the opponent's standpoint, than if you go all in all the time. Sometimes playing a role differently than you would normally do may not help you at your role right then that you just normally play, but it will overall increase your knowledge of your character and the matchups that you really have, and just improve your decision making of that character choice overall. Now, for me, I really have to deal with a lot of these bad matchups at certain times, but not at other times. Now, my main for right now is Lucas, and he has all-around decent matchup spreads from what I've seen from Smash Bros and other stuff like that, but he still does have some huge weak ones. Now, people like Ness can do really well against him, beating him in aerials pretty much most of the time just straight up, and just countering his defensive spammy nature with his down B and his side smash. But the main thing about this is that, even though the matchup is bad, it doesn't mean your life is over. We see over and over again people making Ganondorf, Zelda, and Samus just do really well and win versus higher mid-tier characters in tournament, or just versus their friends. Now, these guys overall have really bad matchups for the most part, but as you see, somehow they're winning. The main thing to counterpicking is that counterpicking cannot completely make up for the lack of skill from your opponent's side. If you're much better than your opponent, then they just won't really be able to make up for it. They'll just lose, and you'll be able to make a lot more reads and just beat them straight out, even if a chart does say that you should be losing. Really, all of this is just really up to you. If you put in all the work, and if you just put in all the time, all the training, then you can of course pick your main, see what you really like, pick people like your main, and just put even more time into it. You can beat those bad matchups just by having a lot more experience and just beating out the chart, and you can just win. Really, winning this game is not all pre-made, it's not all jank. Unless you're in the very highest level of competitive play, then your pick really doesn't matter way too much. And if you just believe that you can win against your friends, I believe you can do it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, a future video you'd like, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.